Hey guys, what's going on? Look at my new tats. You know how I got these tats? From a tattoo artist, an ink master. When I was playing the game, Tattoo Brawl. Tattoo Brawl is a game for 2 to 4 players from Gaming Hole. This is a game that I actually kickstarted. I know, I kickstart games sometimes, so get off me. And what you're doing in this is you are running a tattoo studio. You're going to be an artist. You're going to try to get certain inks. You're going to try to get clients that specialize in the type of tattoo that you want, new school, tribal, lettering, all that stuff. And you want to tattoo them on the spot of their body that you're most comfortable tattooing. So back piece, sleeves, you know, that type of thing. So that's enough talking about it. Let's go down to the table, check it out. All right, so here's a game of Tattoo Brawl, all set up for 2 players. To set up, you're going to give each player their tattoo studio with an action marker tracker and a clock that's going to determine, you know, how many actions you have to take to get a tattoo done. Each player is going to get a special tattoo artist, so their player character, which is going to give them a one-time bonus down here that you can use for the game. And then it's going to give you a discount if you're painting your appropriate genre and in the proper location. So I'm not going to flip that over until I get a client in the card. And you're going to get a little marker to show you what kind of style that you like. And each player's going to get 3 tattoos. You're going to flip one face up. There's going to be like a draft, but I just randomly assign so you can see it. Money here, oh, everybody gets $200 as well. So let's do that. 200. You can break it up however you want. I'm using 50s because it doesn't really matter. Then you're going to set everything up like this: a certain amount of ink based on the number of players, the tattoo gun, 3 tattoos waiting face up with a stack of the other ones, and 3 possible clients. All right, and then players also going to have this player card that's going to show you how you can mix ink and some actions that you can take. And they're going to be off to the side so I can see them. All right, so now the gameplay is pretty simple. On your turn, you're able to take 4 actions. There are about 20 actions that you can pick from, and you're able to take 4. So the first thing you can do involves clients. You can take a client from here, here, or here, and decide if you want to put it in your chair to start working on a tattoo or in your waiting room. If you put it in your chair later and you decide you don't want to give that person the tattoo, you have to eject for another action. You can eject them from your studio. $50 if they're in the waiting room, $100 if they're in the studio. Or in the chair, I guess. I can't pick these up. So an action would be bringing a guy in, putting it somewhere. If it's in your waiting room, you can then swap a client to the chair, so on and so forth. That's an action. You can steal another person's client. So if they had this guy over here and I wanted him in my chair, I could take him and put him in my chair. So that's clients. That's what you can do with them. Next thing you can do is you can start a tat. In order to start a tat, you have to have a tattoo of the style that the customer wants. So in this case, the customer wants a star. So I do have a star. To start a tat, it takes an action. I put it down here. That's one action. I move my action marker. Then any ink that I have in my well, I can move down here into my gun to start preparing the tattoo. Automatically, it doesn't take an action. So that would be one action. Next thing I could do, I could draw a new one. I could take a tattoo from up here and bring it down in front of me, open or closed. That's a tattoo. I could donate, which means I could take one of my tattoos and put it face up in the donate pile. There can only ever be one tattoo donated. So as long as there's a donate there, no one else can donate. You can recycle, which is you spend $100, take your tattoo, put it on the bottom. You can look, so you can look at all of your ones that are face down or another person's face down tattoos, or you can exchange. You can exchange open for open, close for close, so I could take this one, swap with that person, so on and so forth. Next thing you can do is you can take ink, pretty easy. You can take red, blue, yellow, or black for one action. Take it, put it in the appropriate side. Red, yellow, blue, black goes here. So I take it as many as I want up there. I can take a white one, but it also costs me $100 because white is wild. So I can take an ink, buy a white, then you can mix ink. So say I had a blue and a yellow, I could, for an action, I could turn those into a green based on the chart. It's right there. And then I can finally buy ink from another player. If another player has ink that I want, I can give them 50 bucks to take the ink. They can refuse to sell me the ink if they have a player power, which this person does, I think. No, there's a person that has a player power where you can refuse it one time. Otherwise, you got to pay 300 bucks. That's it. Then you can buy the tattoo machine. For an action, you can buy the tattoo machine, 400 bucks. It's going to make the tattoo you're working on take 1 turn less. And then you can start a tattoo, which I kind of already showed you. If you have everything you need, all the colors and the tattoo that you need, every turn at the beginning of your turn, you're going to move this clock. When it hits 0, you're going to get money for the tattoo. All right, so that is set up. Let's dive into a couple rounds. All right, so I'm going to let this player be first. And what they're going to do is get this guy out of their chair, because they don't have that guy in their chair. Good job. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I want to get a client. So I'm good at making tattoos on the foot. Not the foot, the leg. So I want the tattoo on the foot and I want watercolor. Those are my 2 jams. Feet and watercolor. Or legs and watercolor. So there isn't anybody here. So let's just see what this person wants. 150 bucks. So they want tribal. That's the symbol for tribal. So I don't want to tattoo them, so they're going to go in my waiting room. So that's one action. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to donate this one up here. So now no one else can donate. Any tattoos you have left that you haven't completed at the end of the game are negative points. You don't want those. So you want to, be efficient with what you're doing out here. Next, I want to grab some ink. So I'm going to grab 2 black. You can have a limit of 10 ink, 5 black, and 5 colors. So between all the ink, you can have 10. And that was 4 actions. So that was my turn. So I got a client, donated, took 2 inks. This player's turn. They're going to kind of do the same thing. Where are they good at tattooing? Let's see. They're good at tattooing the hand and tribal. All right, hand and tribal. Let's just keep that up so we know. Hand and tribal. Let's see what this lady wants. She wants tribal. So look at that. So for an action, I take this lady. She wants tribal. So I'm going to go ahead and put her in the seat. There we go. So now I have that person ready to get tattooed. So I got to get a tribal tattoo. Next thing I want to do is I want to look at the 2 tattoos that I have down here. So there's a tribal. And then that's a watercolor. So I need to get rid of that one because I don't want somebody getting it. All right, so then I'm going to take, for my third action, I'm going to take, so tribal needs a lot of black. So I'm going to take 2 black. And then that is their turn. So done. All right, this player's turn. I need legs. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to boot this guy out. I don't want him at all. So he's going to the bottom. That cost me 50 bucks because he was in my waiting room. And an action. Let's see. I'm going to look at my tattoos. So I want to do this one. So I'm going to need purple, blue, and black. So I'm going to take a red and a blue. That's 3 and 4. So I am done. All right, back to this player. They need to get a tattoo, but they want to grab some more black. So they will grab some black. Then they're going to use one action to bring in a tattoo. They're going to bring this one in. So that will automatically bring these 3 down into the gun. So they have all 3 of these. Now they need 2 whites. So they did a black and a tattoo. They're going to buy 2 whites for $200. So that'll give them 4 of these and down there. All right, so they're doing not the preferred style, not in the preferred location. So they're strictly just going to take 3 turns to do this tattoo. So now at the beginning of the next turn, this is going to go down to 2. 1, when it hits 0, we're going to pay out. All right, back to this player. They need to get a client. Let's take this guy. What does he want? He wants lettering, so he's going to go in my waiting room. These people are terrible. All right, let's see. Then I'm going to mix this to a purple. Take that Then I'm going to grab a red, I think. Ah, crap. I'm going to look at this one again because I forget. I need a blue. Then I'm going to take a blue. So that will be my 4 actions. All right, now at the beginning of this player's turn, they are going to move their clock because they have 2 more turns before their tattoo is done. And they can take their turns. All right, you're going to keep playing like this until someone's completed 4 tattoos. Then you're going to score points. You're going to get points for the tattoos that you've completed, which is the big number here. So you can see on this one, it's 31 points. Then for every category that you have the most in, so if I had the most of tribal, I would get an additional 11 points. You're gonna get points for, I forget, money. So 1 point for every 50 bucks. And you're gonna get points for secondary ink and white ink. So any secondary ink is worth a point, white ink is worth 3. And any tattoos you have are negative points, so you wanna make sure that you get those gone before the end of the game. And that is a quick overview of how you play Tattoo Brawl. Let's go up the top, see what you think about it. All right, well, that was Tattoo Brawl. So as you can see, first thing, it's very white. So lots of white. Player board is white. But I dig that. I think it's a cool contrast because most tattoo parlors that you go in have a clean, like, doctor's office look. So this kind of makes sense. You don't want to have a player board that's like all dark and dingy. No one wants to get a tattoo from that place. I know I did when I got my sleeves. So there's that. The components are effectively just cubes, and that's it, cards. The artwork is really nice. I'm trying to get some out of here so you can actually see it. Should have done that ahead of time. So the artwork is really cool. I think it's actually backers of the game. So like this lady, I'm pretty sure she backed the game. So this is who you're going to be getting. It's going to give you some information, how much they're going to pay you, and then on the back when they're in the chair. So it's just kind of cool. Everything's really easy to understand. I didn't point this out in my overview, but all the pieces have a different series of dots. So if you're colorblind, they're colorblind friendly, which is cool. Yeah, the one thing I don't love is it came with these really nice clock counters that you actually punch out of the board. But I guess they made some changes to the player board, and then you get this weird, like, one-sided one. It's like cheap cardboard and doesn't spin very well. I don't know. Not a big deal, but it's annoying. So yeah, production, aside from the little chit issue, is awesome. I love the color. I love the way that the graphic design looks. I love the way the box looks. I think it's, you know, shows what this game is. All that good jazz. So this game is fun. It goes on a little long, so don't expect to bang this out in 30-40 minutes because it's going to take hour and a half. Starts off slow, but once you get your parlor rolling, you start getting ink, you start getting clients, word of mouth goes around, and you'll hit the end of the game in no time. So what you saw in the overview, it's what the game is. You're taking some actions, getting clients, getting new tattoos, tattooing people, getting ink, stealing ink, all that type of stuff. So not too much to explain there, just it's fun. So I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. This is going to get a 7 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.5 out of 5 on an arbitrary range scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we give it the games that we enjoy, and I enjoy this. I mean, enough to back it on Kickstarter blindly without knowing anything about it, but then when I played it, pleasantly surprised, so that's cool. So that was Tattoo Brawl from Gaming Hole. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.